start this listing, start this listing, start this listing.
Will we well, you got start this listing,
Then they sent you a username and password, so just search your email 16 for listing.
So guys,
sorry,
that's all right.
Yep.
But I would suggest that you don't log into your account right now, because if you're trying to follow along, you'll notice that I'll start moving pretty quickly. What I do want you to know is what's here and what resources are here, and that's, you know, and that's really the point, and to see sort of some of the tools, see how they work, and so you have the big picture. Then when we get off the call, you can dive in, and I'm always going to be here to support you. We've got a support team and all that, right? So, Tracy, what city are you guys in?
DeMotte, D-E-M-O-T-T-E.
DeMotte, okay, that's right. Okay, so this, let's kind of dive into the system, guys. We have, if you all have an ID and password, and if not, we'll get you one. You log in up here at the top right where there's a section that says My Account. And you'll find that we have two major halves. One is for your listings. If you have listings, I'm going to show you a bunch of automated tools. They're really powerful. They're really helpful. On the other side, we have what we call landing pages. And these are pages that kind of answer a question for people. What is your home worth? Home sold near you. Landing pages for empty nesters, for growing families, for FSBOs and expireds. And you can use all of those tools. They all come together and you have access to log in and grab those. But one thing that I think a lot of people, a lot of realtors, what happens is they just don't know where to start. They get a little bit overwhelmed by all the tools that are in there. And then you kind of get to the point of the learning curve of our platform. And so before you log in, there are two, I want you to know that you can scroll down and there's a blog. And on this blog, we kind of collect some of the ideas from some of our clients who are sharing with us in our mastermind group. And I'm going to talk to you about our mastermind group because it's a great resource, and I want to get you in there if we can today. But
I couldn't get in there for some reason. I tried to join it.
It's a secret group, and so we'll talk about that, Tracy, and I'll get you in. It's not kind of findable, even if you log in and click the link. Sometimes it's a little bit weird, but I can help you with that. There are two articles down here before you even log in on the first page, and there are many more articles, but these two right here will show you what typically happens every week here and what we hear all the time. This one here, Facebook ads for realtors, 128 seller leads and 3 listing appointments. I had mentioned that we have landing pages, and our landing pages, I'm going to show you in a moment, they give you an instant home value. This particular blog post talks about that tool, and that this client, this is what his ad looked like, and he spent about $117, and he has 3 listing appointments and 2 which turned into listings from this one ad. And that might sound...
I thought that they were free. I thought that was included in our packet.
Yeah, but no, the Facebook ads, like he has to pay to have from them.
Yeah.
Oh, the boost, the Facebook ad. Okay, the landing page is free.
That's right. Totally right. The landing pages are free.
Right.
Many of the tools are free. They all come together with this. But to learn about that, and we're actually going to go through this together anyway, but if you forget or you want to hear Scott talk about it, step by step is taken right on this page. So this is an important kind of concept that we go over all the time, and it's right here before you even log in. 128 seller leads and 3 listings. Here's something that's a little more unusual: how to get 10 listings in 4 months. We create many tools, and when you have this many tools, you really have to kind of click in and look around to see what's going on. But you're going to see that there is a tool in there, and there's a little video to talk about this, that is just a simple print letter. You log into the account, you find this print flyer for nearby homeowners, and you print it, and a lot of our clients just door knock with it, especially if they're doing an open house. This client here posted it to 250 homes, spent about $600, but he did get 10 listings out of it. And that's because it speaks directly to those homeowners and says, hey, you can look at this, you can get information on that home that I'm selling, and you can also get your home value here. And that letter, he put it, if you can see the photo here, he put it in a nice envelope. It sort of prompted people to open it. So it cost him a little bit of money, but he ended up getting a lot, 10 listings out of it in 4 months is pretty dramatic, pretty solid.
What area was he in? Do you mind me asking?
He's in the Maryland area.
Maryland?
Yeah.
What's that price range home where he's at?
I honestly don't know, but I think it's kind of like 300-ish.
800-ish?
Two to three.
Oh, 200. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
2, 3. I think 4 is actually the high.
Get to the post. Okay.
Okay.
Just curious, because I know sometimes we talk about things and it's, markets that are, like beyond HGTV, so,
Totally.
And we're not that.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, this Maryland is it's got a lot of different kinds of areas.
Okay.
So, but staying on this theme of where can I learn about listings to leads, I'm going to take us to our Facebook mastermind group. And Tracy was saying she couldn't find a way to get in. So, Tracy, I'm going to put this video up on YouTube, and I'm going to send you a link later today. And
Okay.
with that, I'm gonna also give you some instructions on how to join this group, but I'm gonna show you how to join the group right now.
Okay.
When each of you log in, you can click this button. It might say settings. For me, it's just a little triangle, and then you can open up the menu, and it actually says settings. This email.
Log into Facebook or?
Log into Facebook. Yeah, log into Facebook.
Log into Facebook. Okay.
And when you get to general account settings, you'll see your name, you'll see your username, and you'll see your primary contact. That is my email address, and that's the email address that Facebook has for me. You need to take that email address and give it to me. Just send it to me. Say, Vince, can you add me to the mastermind group?
Okay, because I did that, but I didn't send it nowhere. I clicked it and put it in, and it didn't work.
Yeah. So if you send that to me, it's because it's a secret group. It's not meant for everybody. It's only meant for our clients. So it's just.
I like Steve.
It's a little tricky, right? So, but the point of that is, if you go in here, I'm going to ask you to look at a couple of things. Do a search on the left for Dustin, and Dustin is the agent on July 30th who put this message in here that I was just showing you in our blog. So this is when he wrote it. And that's why I want you to get in this group, is our clients are sharing what they are doing with our tools. And they're saying,
That's awesome.
I wrote an ad,
Right.
I did this. And here you can see the letter that he used to get
So
10
he's sharing
listings,
that too.
right?
That's cool.
So
Yep.
that's pretty cool. Now, you'll see if you log in here, you can just go in discussions, you can just log in. You're going to see a lot of clients asking questions. This is Scott talking about a webinar that we've got today. Somebody's asking, what is this lead about? This guy here yesterday, Brent Berry, said he had 43 leads on a 3-day campaign with $58. And you can see what the tool looks like. Now, I'm going to show you this tool, or these tools, because these are all part of your account as well. Okay. So you can see he reached about 6,000 people. He got 353. So people were clicking on it, but he ended up with 43 leads. And that's a great thing, right? That's what we want to see happen. But I'm also going to type in a couple of things here. Thea. This one isn't very exciting, but it is exciting from a technology standpoint. On November 7th, just last week, Thea said, hey, this is cool. I thought I'd share. She has an automatic scheduled appointment for a listing appointment from something that says the updated valuation email. So I mentioned that we have property valuation landing pages. I'm going to show you one of those in a moment and show you how to create it. But it also has a monthly follow-up. So anytime you capture a lead, it would be awesome that every lead you capture picks up the phone and calls you, or you can call them. But that's just not reality. The reality is you have to have a way to follow up with those people. A CRM is usually the first, line of defense. But in this case, we on this particular property valuation page, we send out a monthly update. And you definitely want to take advantage of that monthly update and make sure that you're staying in front of those leads. So you're going to get notified that you got the lead, and then every month we're going to send that person an updated value of their home. So that's cool, because that's like, that technology is probably 10 days old, and on the 7th she came out and said, hey, I just got a listing appointment from that. I've spoken to Thea. She's a very strong realtor. My guess is if she's met somebody, she's got a listing. And then here, this is back earlier on, 136 messages coming through the messenger, 50% opt-in, 20 plus agreeing for a lender call. So people use our tools to get engagement with consumers, really to capture leads. And there are a lot of different ways to do that. And I'm going to show you one more thing here in this mastermind group. Then we're going to actually jump into the system. And I have to just remember her name, Vanessa Calhoun. And I don't know where Vanessa is. Like, I just don't physically remember where she is. But let's see here. We did post something that I kind of want you to see. So Vanessa showed that she spent $100, and in 3 days, she's got 3 buyers in contract, and she's just got a ton of leads, 100 buyer leads at 100 each. And what I want you to see is this is what her ad looks like. Okay, she actually wrote exactly what people looked at and what people were responding to, which is awesome. If you also click through the pictures, you'll see this is a better view of the ad image. This happens almost automatically when you use our tools. It looks very similar to that. This is what her lead capture looks like. There's a button that says continue with Facebook, which is very easy way of capturing buyer leads using that button, and I'm going to show that to you in just a moment. And then these were the settings on her lead capture that she wanted to use, and she's telling everybody, this is how I set up my lead capture forms. All right, so there's a ton of information that our clients are sharing with each other. I recommend that you log in here, that you join, and that you kind of keep an eye on this, because the thing that happens in any real estate advertising is that things change all the time, right? Facebook changes their system, I think, every 3 days. We do ads on Facebook all the time, and there's always some little knob somewhere where they've changed something. And another important thing is that information that you are writing, the way you write an ad works really well today, and in 6 months may not work so well. And there's new language that's always working. And because we have thousands of clients all over the country, and they're sharing their feedback here, we are always on top of what's working. And so I'm going to show you a lot of what's working today, but I want you to know you do need to get in here and sort of keep an eye on what's working out with our tools. So again, everybody, up on the top, there should be a triangle or something that says settings. Get to your settings, get that contact email, and send it to me. Some of you will notice that that email is way old and you don't know what it is, right? You don't know how to get it. I recommend that you update that email with a working email, because what will happen is we're going to send you an invite to that email address. Facebook will send it to you and say you're now invited, and then you'll be part of the system. So that's all I'm going to say about Facebook for now, I think. Let me get over to our mastermind group, and let me get here for now, and let's go over to listings to leads. So I was actually, Tracy, going to log in as you, if I can find you, so that we can look at some of the new, let's look at sort of your account, if that makes sense. Okay. Everybody does have their own unique account, and so you have some of these things that you want to set up for yourself. But give me a second, and let's see here. Let's see if I can get in. All right. Did you log in already, Tracy? Let's see here.
I have not logged in. Nope.
Okay, so maybe that is just acting up for me because it's that kind of day. Okay, what's...
I hear you. We got a bunch of snow here. Well, not a bunch. If it's any, it's a bunch.
Yeah. Well, I'm out here. If you've heard anything about the fires in California,
yeah,
that's what we got going on here. So it's actually really strange that it's lowering the temperature, because the smoke is so strong, it's like blotting out the heat of the sun, which is nuts. But yeah, we'll get out of this at some point. Let's see here if I can log in as you. Okay. So guys, everybody logs in and they have their own account like this. And
can I stop one second, Vince?
Yeah.
I've got one of the agents that was doing it before has a question.
Sure.
About if it's your listing and...
Oh, that we're on individual accounts.
Even though we have like one account, they have their own individual account. So like if it's my listing and I'm posting the stuff, it ain't gonna go to another agent.
Yes, that's correct. So
that's correct. Oh.
So there's a couple of things that's kind of almost for me a bit of a loaded question, but let's answer it simply, which is your listings. In this case, I'm logged in as Tracy the agent. So when I log in as Tracy the agent, all of her listings that are connected to her in her MLS flow into her account automatically. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. And that's how you want it. That's how you want it to be. Now, let's say that there's another agent, Tracy, sitting next to you, and this weekend you're going to have an open house on this 1701 Ironwood, but you're just too busy, and they're going to go and hold that for you, and they're welcome to capture buyers in that instant. There's a button that each of them can log into. It's a green button that says Add Listings, and you can grab an active listing. And when you grab an active listing, we're going to pull it in with the photographs and everything, but it'll be sort of like it'll look like it's the other agent's listing now. And they can put in their property description, this listing is courtesy of Tracy, right? And so that just helps, because when you start to see the tools here, you're going to see that there are a lot of things that are created that are designed to capture leads. So one thing I want to point out, and this could be not entirely, sometimes when you pull it in the first time, it looks a little wonky, and maybe it is here, but maybe you've got a lot of kind of lot properties as well. But there are a lot of statuses with listings to leads. If you click this button here in the middle, you'll see that we have coming soon, just listed, under contract, pending. We even have just sold, and we have price reduced if the price is reduced. So you want to take advantage of those, because you should be marketing your listings every time at every status. Okay. And the reason being, and I'm going to click into the task list, and this is the next place you go, is to go through the task, is that we create tools that capture leads. You guys have been in real estate, I'm sure, a long time. You've got plenty of ways of marketing your homes and your listings that are for sale. But you don't actually, typically, you're not really good at capturing leads when you're doing that activity. You're taking an activity, you're putting something out there, but you are not quite, you're not capturing information with it. So this is a tool here that in the past, I would tell you to share it to your social media. You could share it by clicking these buttons: Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, LinkedIn. And you could also edit the Facebook image. So that's kind of, you don't need to do that, but I do want to show you what the actual tool looks like by clicking the eyeball in the system. So this is how we present, we call this a listing landing page. And I think one thing to understand about a landing page is it has a little bit of information. And if you want more information, you got to give me your contact information. So for Tracy, if she wants to find buyers on this home, this would be a great tool for her to use, right? So I want you to understand what happens when I click this. I can see that there's a continue with Facebook. So I'm going to click that, and if you watch the screen, you're going to see a big window pop up for about a half a second in the middle of this screen. That is us, Listings to Leads, reaching into Facebook, and in this case, delivering my name and email to Tracy. So Tracy, you have a lead from us now. Notice the page turns around and says thank you, right?
And I just got it.
Great.
That's awesome.
Now I am looking at Tracy's single property website, which we also automatically generated. Okay. And now the consumer has all the information that they want on this home. They got the description, they got all these features here. They can click through photographs. There's a map of where it is, and this is kind of great geo school, which for some reason says you're out in the ocean. And you can print down, right? Okay.
Now this is a dumb question maybe, but when you first had that initial screen up, that banner or whatever was like covering the whole house. Can that be moved up or down?
No, it can't.
Okay.
It's not a dumb question. It is just we don't want to move it. Our goal is to get leads for you. And you can do things, you can customize and move some things, but you would harm your lead gen if we move this. You got to remember, I have a big monitor here. You're looking at something. If that thing is not front and center, and somebody opens this up on a laptop and that's like below the fold, you don't capture as many leads. And so our first thing for us is capture lead. This page here is not meant for somebody to be hanging out on. It's meant to entice them, right? It's like, oh, cool. Here's a home. I want to know more about it. To learn more, I got to give you my contact info, and then bang, I land, right?
Yeah, you get all of
Yeah. Now, I also want to point out a really important piece of Listings to Leads, and it is the reason why we, I think actually that we exist, is we've always had something that we call lead generation links, lead gen links. And those are links on the sides of our tool. So on the side of a single property website, this home is in DeMont. So we definitely know that DeMont homes for sale is something that people would be interested in. If I look at this house and I want it, awesome. I'm going to, this page is going to pop up automatically and say, would you like, to be notified and things like that. You already have my contact information because you captured it on the first page, right? But let's just say I don't like this house. Maybe for whatever reason, I see the pictures of a kitchen and I'm like, oh, I don't like that layout. That's not going to work for me. Well, right here, I have a link that says DeMont Homes for Sale. And if I click on that link, this is going to take me away from your ad to your website, right? And I can start searching on your website to see all the homes that you have for sale. Each agent can change those links, but I'll give you this. I put in your 3 major towns, Lowell and Wheatfield, right? I don't know on a map where really any of these towns are, but I do know one thing about DeMont, Indiana, and that is that there is a price point where homes fly off the shelves, and if you put a home over that price, it's going to sit there for months. What is the price in DeMont where people really love to buy houses? Is it 300 and below? 250?
Oh, definitely. I would say below 250.
Okay. So you want to create
180 kind of a sweet spot. Now, can we have more? I know you told me to send you our top 3 towns, but you said we could add more?
You can, and I'm going to show you how you add those right now. Okay. So now I want you guys to know I'm doing this from the office website. This is the main office. Each agent can do this if they've got their own website they want to drive traffic to, they can do that. But I'm just going to copy this first link here. And I'm going to go back to the listing. And there's a place up here on the listing where we actually started where it says edit, and you will see a tab that says lead links right on the left. And I'm going to create a couple of links. I'm going to say DeMont Homes under...
The M is capital.
The M is capital too? Okay.
In DeMont, yep.
Okay. DeMott, under 180, right? You said that was a big number?
Do under 200.
Do under 200. Okay. So
Yeah.
let's just do it like that, right? And check the box. And are Wheatfield or Lowell near DeMott?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll leave those. You know, if you have kind of an adjacent town, you want to leave those.
Yeah, they're all adjacent.
Yeah.
I mean,
And I'm going to just click and drag to just reorder these things here, right? So I'm going to click save just in case. And then if I go back here, and you'll notice these links, search all homes is the top one. I'm going to refresh this. And, excuse me, now you see the links that we just created. DeMott homes for sale, things like that. DeMott homes under 200K. Now, if your website doesn't, and I don't want to waste a lot of time, you could actually drive them on the results page of the homes that are under 200K. That's always a good process. But here we're just driving them right to your homepage, okay?
okay.
So there is in your account a section that's called lead links. It's up here.
Oh, are you there?
I'm here, guys. Everybody, we're okay?
Hello?
Did I lose you?
My phone rang and then it quit. Like,
Interesting. Okay.
oh, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you?
Okay, we lost you for about 3 or 4 minutes there.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So guys, I'm going on with the concept of lead links. I showed you how to add this link to the side here, right? Did you hear that? Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's also a way to create lead links at the account level. When you log in, you click and go to lead links, and you'll see that the links that we created for the listing also show up in my account group. And there's something really cool. Let's say I've got these ones that are checked. These are my default links. These go out on all of my tools. But if I have a home for sale in DeMott, and I have one that says DeMott under 200K, I can click edit, and I can select the city and save DeMott. And what that does is that tells the system the next time I get a listing in DeMott, give it all my default links up here, but also give it the ones for DeMott under 200K when it is in the city of DeMott. Does that make sense? Okay, it's just a little bit of automation, and it'll help you when you're getting, when you're kind of going through this. So I got one here for Brooke, and that means that there's a listing in Brooke, in the town of Brooke, in her account. So I'm gonna go here and copy that link, and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna type in the link, and I'm gonna say Brooke homes for sale. And Tracy, what is that price point? And I'm gonna do the drop down of Brooke. What is the price point in Brooke for? Is it under 200?
Probably under 180.
Okay.
I mean, the most part.
Sure.
150.
Okay, let's do 150.
400, but it's sitting. It's the only house that's 400 in Brooke.
Okay. Brooke homes, let's say under 150. Because
You under 125.
Okay.
Don't you think? Yeah.
Yeah.
Be realistic.
And this is going to say, I'm putting the city of Brooke, and what this tells our system is the next time you get a listing in Brooke, give it these other big links here, DeMott, Lowell, and Wheatfield, but also give it the 2 Brooke ones, Brooke homes for sale and Brooke under 125. So when you create it in this page, it starts to automate as the listings come in. But if you go to your listings and you go, oh, you know what, I want to make sure I have my links straight for these properties. Here's one on Ironwood. Let's just click edit. And when I click edit and I click on lead links, it's showing my default links. Now, this is in Demont, so I probably want to add that Demont link, right? And click here to save. And I'm going to drag that and say, I want that up here. And you can do that in a way for all your listings. And you have to kind of do this in this way because the listing was already here. So we added links and we need to just sort of update the links. So you could go to your listings and sort of do that to maximize that. And I'll tell you this sounds like a lot of work. And I'm going to just tell you, I've been setting up offices for probably 10 years. And I've set up a lot of offices, and the offices that do those price point breakouts like that, under 200, maybe Demont homes from 200 to 300 as well. That for many offices gives a 50% click-through rate. So for every person, every 2 people that click on this page, 1 will click a link and go to your website. If this website is good at capturing leads, that's going to be great for you. Okay, but that's kind of a side note. That's not really the big gist of why this thing works so well. Why it works so well is that our tools capture the leads in the first place. So had we had this call 2 weeks ago, I would tell you that yes, maximize your lead links, get the lead links to be right. But then I'd say go and we're going to email you the tools or log in and go to your task list and share this to your social media. That's the first place you can get in front of people, right? And I would say just click the Facebook button like this. Now watch what happens when I click the Facebook button. It pulls up an image of the home. Notice it's the same home, but it's kind of a different look, right? And it says, where do you want to share? Do you want to share it on your timeline? Do you want to put it on a page you manage, like your business page? Wherever you put that, we would want you to write something like, hey, this is, a new home and it's great. It's just listed in Demont, right? And that's a fairly easy thing to do. And then click post. And while it looks easy to me, a lot of agents, this just sort of melts their brain. They don't get it. And they're just confused by this all straight up altogether, right? But the more often you do this, and in this case, it's just listed. If you do it with the same home when it's open house, and then you do it with the same home when it's under contract, and you do it with the same home when it's just sold, there's a lot of opportunities for you to capture leads, both buyers and seller leads. But really, we ask you to open up the email and follow the instructions. And as simple as that sounds, it's ignored by many, many people. So the good news is that we started right before NAR, right? I was just in Boston. We began doing auto posting. And auto posting means that you need to set up your profile to allow us to auto post your listings to that. So in the future, if you set up the profile, we're going to start sending you an email that says, Dear Tracy, we have posted your listing status update to these following social media. And you can just look at that and read that and think that's wonderful, right? But what you should know is if you want, you can click into these 3 buttons and see what the posts look like. And I'm going to click into Twitter so that you can see what the post looks like, because the word, auto posting to social media might sound cool to you. It actually does not sound cool to me because many companies do it, and even Realtor.com was doing it for agents, but there was never any lead capture, right? It was just, it looked good, and it was, here's my email and phone number and call me if you have questions. And people are not calling agents all over the country. That's just not what's happening. But they are gathering information all the time. And this tool here was automatically posted. You didn't have to touch it. But if somebody clicked on it, it would open up our tool. And you can probably recognize this tool that's behind it. This is saying this thing is coming soon. It's going to be listed in 3 days. And if you want more information, you got to click that button. And you know what happens when I click that button. You're gathering my information, right? Mm-hmm. So we're auto posting to Twitter, to LinkedIn, and to Facebook your listings at every status change. Okay?
Not Instagram?
No, but if you post to your Facebook business page, Facebook is trying to get you now to connect your business Instagram to it in that way. So it can auto flow that way. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about how each of you turn that on. You log into your account and you click this little icon of a person, and I must be in the wrong page, so I'm not seeing what I want to see.
Which account? Listings to leads or Facebook?
No, you log into your listings to leads account. You should all have IDs and passwords to log in, and go to your profile up here on the top. And when you go to your profile, you're going to see in this section a little red button that says new. That's the auto posting section. And you want to, and I'm not going to do this just yet, but you want to click post. You want to check both of these boxes and click save. All right. Then you want to click into each one of these: Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. There's a blue button here. And you want to click connect to Facebook, and that's ideally you're already logged into Facebook, and it'll say, do you want to grant access? And you say yes. And that allows you to connect. And then it shows you right in the same place all of your business pages and community pages. And you
Is this webinar being recorded where you could email it to me as well?
Yeah, you're gonna get this when we're done with the call.
I'm gonna get the recorded copy.
You are, yeah, today.
Awesome. Okay, cool.
So there are a couple of things you need to do on this Facebook page. One is click that connect to Facebook. Two will be, it's going to show you your business pages. Select the ones you want us to post your listings to. And three, and this is probably the most confusing part, is this content here in this box, you need to copy and put into this blank box. Okay? Now for you, Tracy, I'm going to do that. I'm going to click this copy button right here. I get a little message here that says it's been copied. And I'm going to put it in this box and right click and paste. And I'm going to save. So I've saved you a step, Tracy, but I want everybody to know you have to do this step on each of these pages. So Tracy, what you do need to do is log in and log into your Facebook and connect to Facebook. You will also need to do the same thing for Twitter. And notice there's an empty box here. You want to copy what's here. You want to put this in this box here and click save. And you want to do the same for LinkedIn, right? I'm going to copy. And so for all of you guys, you're going to want to do this for yourself. And then connect to your social media accounts. That way, when we start auto posting, it's going to look good, right? This is what the ad looks like on Facebook. You don't have to touch it though. You just need to set up your profile one time. And then we're going to start posting ads to your social media accounts for you. And if somebody sees it and they click it, the lead capture is behind it. So there are automatic lead capture tools being pushed to your social media networks for all of your properties. All right? One thing.
Okay, is the auto posting going on now?
No, because I don't think any of you have turned it on. You have to log.
But it is available now.
It is available now. Yep.
Okay.
And you get there by logging into your account and going up to the top right and going to your profile.
Okay.
Okay. There are a couple of other cool things in the profile that I want to kind of tell you, and they are in preferences. There's something here that says Zillow reviews. Do you have Zillow reviews on Zillow?
Yes.
Okay. So you should each, whoever has reviews on Zillow, should check that box. And when you check that box, let's just go over to the listing section and let's see what that, oh, wait. Oh, stop. Oh, sorry, guys. Okay, go to preferences, click Zillow, and click save, right? That's the key there. Then if we go to the listings page, we'll see how this works. There's a client review website. And let's see if we got it. Let's look at it. And it's showing, but I don't see any review. Oh yeah, I see one review there, right there.
Oh, one.
Right? So
Okay.
Do you think you have more reviews there, Tracy?
Maybe not on Zillow. Am I able to upload reviews that people did on a different site to Zillow?
No, this is just automated
think
this
so.
way. You could do something
Okay.
custom, but I wouldn't advise you to do that. But I would advise you over time to get this, and I'm going to show you why this can be useful. Your reviews are on Zillow. And if people go to Zillow, they might actually look for that, right? But a lot of people are not on Zillow. But the number 3 website in the United States is Facebook. And that's for adults, not for teenagers. Teenagers are already off on Snapchat and fun stuff like that. But your target market, they are on Facebook. 71% of adults spend 40 minutes a day on Facebook in the US. 30% of all time on smartphones on the internet is spent on Facebook. So you want to be thinking, how can I brand and build my information there? In this way, in this time, you could say, you could tag your client and say, hey Scott, thanks for the awesome review, and you know, whatever, you know, enjoy the home and, you know, enjoy your family and all that stuff. And then paste the link in, right? And paste the link in, and you can kind of see there's a little thing here. This is not looking the way it should. I'm going to click share. Let's see what it looks like. It should actually put a big picture in there, and sometimes my internet is slow. I may need to like upgrade that to my news feed. Come on, yeah, something is definitely slow here. It should share this tool with a really cool look. And what is the problem?
Where did they get the link from?
Give me a second, guys.
Where did you get that link from, Vince?
I went to listings, and then on the listings page, that's where all your listings are. There are a few buttons that says additional tools. It's the client review website. And there's the link, and you can copy the link right here. And the client review website looks like that. And I'm going to try that one more time.
And then does that feed into Zillow then?
Yeah, let me show you how it works. Let me show you how it works.
Okay.
It's not working great right now, but I want you to understand what you should be doing with it, because I'm not sure what's happening. Thanks. When you tag your client, this should be doing a couple of things. When you tag your client, this post should go on your client's wall. Now, if you noticed, I just clicked share. This should actually be posting on my page, but it's not. So it's really acting really weird. And also what's acting weird is there should be a big blue picture of a golden crown with lights on it, right? With like Hollywood spotlights on it, which says, look at this.
And sparkle?
Yeah, it's like really, it catches your eye. And when you tag your client, all of your clients, friends, and family see that. And that is the point. You want referrals. You want your clients, friends, and family to know you're their agent. And if they wrote a review, this is how you let them know. So I have no idea why Facebook is acting like this. Maybe they're against me. Sometimes that's really anyway.
So I've got an agent asking, do we want them to write the reviews through Zillow?
Yes. That's a great thing to do. A lot of agents, that's a big deal for them. Where are you collecting them somewhere else?
Are we?
Not at this point.
No, we were. We used to be Century 21.
Yeah.
And we had them through Real Satisfied.
Oh, got it. You know what?
Which is a bummer, because that's where all of our reviews are. Really looking back now, we need to keep them on.
Well, you know what? Email me, Tracy, on that. I think we do have a workaround for Real Satisfied.
Ah,
Okay.
awesome.
So just email me on that one. I don't know it, but I've heard that before. So
I don't know that I can get into Real Satisfied. You can?
Mhm.
okay. So we can.
But are they, is Century 21 going to be like, hey, you can't take those reviews?
I doubt it. I don't think they can
No,
do
they
that.
won't.
So let me show you a couple.
I'll roll with it.
Let me show you a couple of other things here on this page. Okay. There is something that says lead capture forms, and I want you to know what that is. This is delayed. A lead capture form is this. Whenever you open up one of our tools, a lead capture form pops up. And I can close this, but over here on these settings in my profile, I can force the registration so it won't be able to be closed. It can also show the phone field, and it can make the phone field required. I don't recommend that you ever make a phone field required in our system. There are some agents that do it, and it just shoots their lead gen in the foot. But you might want to show the phone field, but I don't recommend it.
They just make a fake number anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's a property valuation source, and you'll see we have two: Onboard Infometrics and Zillow. And so in our tools where we can offer a free home value, those are your choices of the data behind those values. Okay. And then one other cool thing is this lead signature bar. Now, this lead signature is meant for you to copy down here and embed in your email, so that every time you send an email, there are links, and those links might say, get your free home value here, right? Or DeMott Homes for sale. And if they click on that link in your email, it drives right to your website. So if you,
I love that.
yeah, if you've
That's
got
always
important
email
things,
them.
yeah, if you've got important things that you want always, maybe you've got some valuable report, or you've got a real, something that you want people to be seeing, you can embed that inside of this. And the way you
So I can take that into my Gmail then, right?
Yeah.
Make that my signature on my Gmail?
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool.
All right. And
Okay.
let's see, let me click this. I want to click this and see what that says. Oh, use transparent background. I actually didn't know what this was. Got it. Okay. I'm going to unclick it and save. Interesting. It removed that review page, it moved it all down here. So you got free home value, search all homes, my reviews. You copy here and you embed it inside of your Gmail or AOL or Yahoo or whatever your Outlook, whatever you're using. Okay?
That whole square? Yep.
Okay.
That'll be your signature to get rid of the other one. I would, because this one's going to get...
It's just a
I got you. Okay.
So
you're thinking, though, that you can do something with my Real Satisfied so that when they click reviews, all of them are there?
yeah, just email me on that and I'll find out the answer to that.
What do you want me to email you?
Hey Vince, how
Just a
can we
reminder.
use, just a reminder, like, hey, can we do Real Satisfied?
Oh, okay. I was going to say, because I don't have login or nothing,
No.
but I did copy and paste them to a Word doc.
Yeah.
So I do have that.
Yeah. Okay, so let's so this is the listings. What I talked about is auto posting, and that's cool, but I want you to know there's a couple of other things inside that you should be looking at. One is your social media for your client. And this is something that a lot of agents don't do. And you said there are a couple of agents there that use this, our platform already.
Yeah.
Are you using the social media for your clients?
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No.
I'm primarily just using like landing pages.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Got it. There's a whole half of the platform that's designed also to be used, but I'm going to show you how it works. We email, when you have a listing, we email this to you automatically. And we tell you to share it with your client. And we tell you also, like, share it with your client and ask them to put it on their wall, okay? and it says like delete all this other information, just give them the basic information, and the information that we want to give them looks like this. All right, and now this is starting to work kind of normally. Maybe it's going to work for me. Awesome. And what it says today, it's coming from Vincent Meza, right? That's me. This would be coming from your client, Tracy, in your case. And it would say, our home is for sale, and Tracy Vanderwall at REMAX Executives created this amazing. Check it out, leave a comment, right? Part of it is we want more eyeballs to see this home, right? So you're putting it on the MLS, you're putting it on your social media, you're doing all the door knocking and everything. But if they could put this on their wall, that would really help too. We want more, we want to sell this as fast as possible for as much as we can. So if they're on Facebook, they probably have 2, 3, 500 friends, family, colleagues, you know, the neighbors' kids, parents, they're all friends on Facebook. And they're going to see you're their realtor. And if they are remotely interested in this property, they're going to click on that. And if they click on that, it takes them to this page. And you know that this page is designed to capture leads for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the reason why we create that tool. And that's the reason why we email it to you with instructions automatically. And I recommend you use that. Now, down here is a single property website. You're with REMAX now. I recommend that you take our virtual tours and take the branded one. Let's just look at it real quickly. Copy the link. The branded virtual tours is a pretty simple, it's basically a single property website with a pan and zoom of the photos that you have in your account, okay, on this listing.
Mm-hmm.
And you should take this link. Notice the lead capture pops up and it's on force, so I'm not going to be able to get it away from this until I give you my contact information. And that's because the settings are on forced lead capture. So you could put this virtual tour, you could just copy it by clicking this copy button, log right into your listings on Zillow and Trulia and put them there. Because if people see your homes for sale on those sites, if they're interested, they might ask an agent a question about it, right? They'll just click right there. If that's you and you're paying for that you might get that lead, but also 3 other agents are going to get that lead at the same time. And that's a bit of the bane of Zillow. But if they are interested, they're more likely to click a virtual tour before they're going to ask an agent anything. And our virtual tour, as you can see, is designed to capture leads. So my recommendation is get that virtual tour, put it, as soon as the listing hits the system, put it on your listings on Zillow and Trulia, and just check this box so that you know that you did it. It's just a reminder for you. It puts the date, like that's the date that you did it. When the home becomes open house, when it becomes under contract, when it becomes sold, it's going to update. You don't need to go back to Zillow or Trulia, it just updates. But the other cool thing, if you've got a database where you're emailing people, maybe you've got a group of people in Gmail, maybe you've got Constant Contact, maybe you got Top Producer and you're just blasting emails out. Here, you're going to have an e-flyer to talk about this house. But you see this print flyer for nearby homeowners?
Mm-hmm.
This, let's see if you recognize this. Do you recognize this letter? I showed this to you from Dustin Fox in our mastermind group. He's the guy that printed this and for $600 mailed it to 250 homes and got 10 listings out of it. He does that exercise a few times a year, right? He takes his best houses in the neighborhoods where he really wants to focus and he prints this and he burns a bunch of money and he gets a bunch of listings, okay? So that, and he doesn't do anything, he just downloads it and prints it. And that's really, you know, I recommend that you take advantage of that. That is a very powerful tool. Some of our clients just print it and do door knocking. They don't even go through the effort of mailing it, and they get business out of it that way too. You can post to Craigslist. Instagram is here. We're auto loading to YouTube. So if you want, you could go to your profile and I think, let's see where that is. Social media accounts? No, YouTube connection. If you have a Gmail account, and Tracy, it sounds like you do, that means you have a YouTube channel. You can you can connect, you can choose this box right here to say authorize your YouTube channel, and we will auto upload every one of your listings as a virtual tour, courtesy of you, to that channel. Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. So each of you can do that. Tracy, you might have an office channel for the office. You can also log in as the office and do that, and all of the listings will flow up there courtesy of the agent. All right?
Okay.
So
Cool.
the other thing I want you to understand is to take advantage of the statuses. If you go through that first step that I told you, which is turn on the auto posting, that's going to save you a ton of time. And the only thing I want you to remember is make sure and take advantage of the status, because every time the status changes, you're going to have a that's going to get auto posted to your social media. So because we pulled these in, everything here looks active. Do you think, like, here's something from 2012, 1620. I doubt that's even a real listing anymore on Daisy Street. Does that seem right, Tracy?
Yeah, it's commercial property.
Okay.
So
is it still active?
Yeah. Yep.
Ah, okay. Okay, got it. So then I'm going to jump out of this, and I'm going to log in as me, because I want you to see some of the other things you can do with our statuses, because the status changes are incredibly important. Do you guys hold open houses there?
Yep.
Okay. So Tracy, if you got an open house, or if you're going to say, hey, you know, agent, would you do that open house for me? They can pull their listings in, and it works the same. All these tools work the same for either of these people. I think I have an open house, but if your open house information does not flow in automatically, just click edit on your listing and then click open house and then put this date and time. Now I have an open house already set here. So I'm going to go to my task list, and when you set the open house, we're going to send you one email with a bunch of tools to market the open house. Or you could just go right to the task list like I am here, and you could say go to your social media. That's the obvious thing you want to do. Now, I got to say this, and it's going to sound a little bit confusing. If you had set up the auto posting for your account, and you went and set this open house date and time, this step here would automatically be happening. This tool would automatically get posted to your Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter in the way that I was showing you earlier. Does that make sense? Did I lose you?
A little bit.
Okay. So what I'm saying, first, set up your auto posting on your profile. 2, go to your listing and click edit and set the date and time for your open house.
Yep.
At that time, boy, what the heck is going on here? Sorry.
It automatically does what he just did by hand.
It automatically pushes.
Okay. So you don't have to edit it as long as you're doing auto posting up front.
You only need to edit it to put the time of the open house.
And the date.
Yeah, date and time. And you save that, and you'll notice that I have an open house because there's a little green house next to it on my listings here. But we will auto push that to Facebook, right, and to Twitter and all that. Boy, there's something going on with my internet. Let's see here. Let's see if this is doing. Okay, well, you're gonna have to trust me. We're gonna auto post that to you.
We do.
Okay. So let's talk about. Okay, so those are the things. I do recommend you get it to Craigslist. I definitely recommend you get it to your social media automatically, and I also recommend you get it to your seller, and you use those print flyers in your neighborhoods whenever you have something happening, okay? On the landing page side, and I know one of your colleagues there said that she's using the landing pages, and that's probably the number one, that's probably one of the top 3 reasons 5 to 10 people sign up on our website every day is to get our property valuation tools. And I got one here for Cambridge. So I'm going to show you how this works so that you understand that this is the #1 tool for capturing listing leads. You create the tool here. I'm going to show you how to create the tool, and then you put it in front of a lot of people. The easiest way to do that is Facebook. The next easiest way is to use our print flyers, because there's a link to this page. Some people print just listed and just sold postcards, and they put a picture of this on the back, and they say, go to www.iboughtaCambridgelink.com and point them there, and they land on this page and they fill it out there. That's a great way of capturing listing leads. Or you could put it on Google and run an ad, or run an ad on Bing. But the way this page works is you type in an address. It's got to be a residential address. And, wow, that is really lame. Sorry. Let's see. Road, Lafayette. There you go. God, that was weird. You type in a residential address and you click this button, get a value estimate. At this point, if this was Tracy's page, she would get a partial lead. It would say somebody went to your Cambridge landing page. It's a seller lead, and this is the address they gave you. So right now, Tracy would have a lead. Me, I've got a pay. I'm the consumer. I am looking at a map of my house, and it says that's your house, and your report is ready. So if I want the report, I got to cough up some information, right? And I got to tell you why I'm interested. Oh, I'm just curious, or I'm thinking about selling, right? And then you can see here I've got things popping up because that's the lead capture I've got. Let me just stall this for a bit. And when I click this button, Tracy would get the full lead. They'd get the contact information, the reason why I'm thinking about it, and the landing page, and a value, right? And the value that they get, you get. And they also see the nearby home sold, right? And down at the bottom is there's your reviews, and down at the bottom is your contact information. But you at this point have all the information that I'm looking at here. All right? This is a great tool to use if you want to get more listings. So let's talk about how to create that. You go to the landing page section and you choose one of the landing pages. Property Valuation Plus is the that's the tool you want. I will point out that we have empty nester landing pages, growing family landing pages. You can create custom landing pages. Maybe you've got a first-time home buyer class. Maybe you've got a report of great remodel things to do for your home if you're going to sell. So you can create a landing page for a custom report for sellers. Whatever you have, you can do custom stuff if you want. But the basic is you want to create a landing page for DeMont. And you click here. Now, you want to create a landing page for Property Valuation Plus for every town that you want to create listings in, right? It might be Lowell. It might be, what was that other town you had there? Brook. If you're going to be building your business in Brook, you want a page for home value for Brook, all right? Now, it drops us on the editor. And this is what the landing page looks like. But this background picture is not really effective at all. So we drop you right on the place to upload a background picture, right? Now you can get a background picture by going to the internet and saying DeMont, Indiana. I'm going to just say downtown. I don't know this town. Does it have downtown?
Uptown, I was always going uptown, but yeah, sure.
Is it uptown?
That's it.
All right. So I'm going to click on images. Excuse me. And, oh, that's a cool one. Let's see here. Oh, we want to click on tools. You might want to do this with just whipping your smartphone out on downtown and getting a picture that's sort of a cool one, right? But
I don't see any.
this one here is kind of cool, and the trick here is you can't actually, is it the yeah, on Google they made it.
That's not Demont. That's not Demont.
Where's that at?
Yeah, okay. So that's not Demont. So we won't chew up any more time on this. What I will show you though is you want to upload a picture.
Okay.
And you do that, you get that picture on your desktop, or you do that whatever. And I'm just going to put a picture in the background. The last time I was in Demont, it looked like this, right? So we'll, yeah. So, but that's
I must have been out of town that week.
Yeah, let's see here. So we give it a second to save the background picture. And that's really all the modification that you need to do to this tool to make it work, okay? But what I do want to point out, if you recall, I was talking about, I said something about, hey, you guys got to go to our mastermind group, and you got to go and search in my mastermind group for the name Thea. And see how just a couple days ago she said, this is pretty cool. I got a listing appointment from an updated property valuation email that went out.
Mm-hmm.
And what that is if you click advanced options, you'll see another new red pill here that says follow up new. Click this button here, and that will send out a monthly update of the value every time. The letter is going to look like this. If you want, you can change something in there and type it yourself and do all that, and then click save. And that will be the auto follow-up letter that goes out. Okay? But that's it. That's all you really need to do. This tool is now ready for action. So I'm going to click view, and this is the tool. And now, Tracy, I know that I have kept you guys here a long time, and I even started late. So I would like to show you this one step. I know you guys have got to run, but this is the
that's okay.
This is the way. This is the number one way you get this page in front of people, is with Facebook advertising. I'm assuming that some of you know how to run ads on Facebook. Yes? No?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I am gonna. I'll kind of go kind of fast and slow. I'll kind of get into it, and since you guys know how to do it, I won't take up too much time. But I will tell you.
Nice.
You want to go up here and create an ad. That's how you want to start. You can boost things, but boosting is not as powerful. And I want to make sure you get a lot of leads when you're doing this. I know people are losing. So the lady who's in there using the landing pages now, are you getting leads from it?
I haven't gotten anything that's solidified out of it.
Okay.
I've noticed that like my listings, the showings increase when I run landing pages.
Yeah.
But other than I have not closed a deal because of it.
Okay, got it. So let's what we're gonna do now is run one ad, and maybe if we have time, I'll run a second ad for you. This ad is to capture listings, to get home sellers. We want to drive people to this page. So we copy this hyperlink here and we go to create ads. Now, the first page says, what's your consideration? It is always, always, always traffic. Okay? And if you listen to other people, they tell you all kinds of great things about this first page, but always use traffic. It gives you a name of what is a campaign name, and I'm going to call it Value Demont. And then I'll put the date, right? And only you see that. So it might be open house Demont date. It might be just sold open house date. But in this case, over time, if you're running ads, you're going to see this. Now, I want to point out, this page right here reminds me a lot of listings to leads. There's a lot of boxes, and it looks really dang confusing. If I'm not talking to you about a particular box on this page, it's because you don't need to worry about it. Okay, we've been running ads on Facebook since they started having ad functions. What you do need to go do is get into the audience section like I am now. It says United States and then it says include. Type in the name of the town that you are talking about. In this case, DeMotte, Indiana, right? Now, if I was running an ad, and notice how Facebook is super cool and they say, hey, okay, there's DeMotte plus 25 miles. So everybody is going to see this within 25 miles of this page. If this was an open house or just listed or just sold, I'd say awesome, right? But it's not that. It's a page that only talks to people who live in DeMotte. So you want to change that radius, in this case, to current city only. You don't want the people that work in DeMotte. You want to change this drop down to people who live in this location. So I want you to understand what this means. The people who will see this ad live in DeMotte, Indiana. They don't have to know you. They don't have to like your page. You don't have to be friends on Facebook. They just have to log in.
So here's my question though, Vince, like DeMotte, okay, technically like on maps and stuff, if you say like in DeMotte, that's just going to be in city limits.
Yeah.
Okay, which is not very many people.
Yeah.
But DeMotte, that actual city name goes out. Is it going to go, how is it mapping? Is it going to be everybody actually?
That is a good question.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good question. I don't know how it will map. In that case, I do a radius, maybe not of 25 miles, but of 10 miles.
Probably by zip code.
Do you think it's by zip code?
Well, that's a question that you guys need to answer, but you could take out that DeMotte and put in zip codes.
That's what you guys want to do. And for Lowell and stuff too, because that's how they map them. Okay, that answers that. That's perfect. That's what we need to do then here, because they're really not cities, you know?
I understand.
But,
Yeah.
right.
You also want to check this box. You don't want 18-year-olds clicking on your ads and chewing up money, right? You might want 25-year-olds. I don't know. But anyway, set up a basic, price point or age bottom. And then at this point, you can scroll down, and there's a section here called placements. And this is probably the number one mistake that agents make because they don't know what it is, and I wouldn't know what it is except we keep doing this over and over. Automatic placements is what you use when you're marketing a home. I have a just listed, coming soon, open house, just sold, stuff like that. But when I am using a listing landing page or a property valuation page, you want to click this edit placements and say device types. Click on mobile and that will remove the checkbox. We don't want to use this page on mobile. It is mobile optimized, but when you put a mobile optimized page like this jammed into a smartphone and push it in front of a 60-year-old person or even a 50-year-old person, they don't like that. They don't know what to do. This page works really well on a desktop. It really drops off when you start pushing them on a phone. Okay.
Everybody's mobile though.
I would say it's like what's the percentage of people that are going on Facebook on their desktop though? I honestly don't get on Facebook on my desktop ever.
That's right. And you can push this to mobile. And I said earlier, 30% of all time on the internet on smartphones is spent on Facebook. So yeah, you can push that on mobile, and you know what? You will get a bunch of clicks, and you'll be excited to get a bunch of clicks, but you might get 1 or 2 leads. And that's because when that thing jammed up on my phone, I got scared and I went away. But if I did those same 100 clicks on my desktop, I would have probably gotten 20 or 30 leads that weekend.
Can you do both?
You can do both, but this is called pay-per-click advertising. So when you set your budget, and let's go down there and do that right now.
Okay, so these are boosted then that we're paying for.
You're paying for this part, right? You always want to change it to lifetime budget. I recommend you start with a $30 ad. We're talking about seller leads. I also recommend that you start that ad on Friday and that you end it on Monday. All right? That's a 3-day ad, roughly $10 a day. So let me explain this part so you understand this question about mobile. This is pay-per-click advertising. So every time somebody clicks on that ad, it chews off a little bit of your 30 bucks. All right. And if you ran this ad on mobile, a lot of people are going to click that from their smartphone. They want to know their value. But when this pops up on somebody's page, it's not as familiar on a phone. It just sort of takes over your home screen, and right? And so for me, I'm fine with that. But for the average person, they're like, I don't know what that is. I want to get out of here. This page, when you go through it on a desktop, you've seen how it works. It's understandable. It doesn't freak people out. So what ends up happening is you spend 30 bucks, you will get an email from Facebook. They'll say, congratulations, you had a great ad. 30 people clicked on it and you got one lead. And that's because 30 people, maybe 29 people clicked on it on their smartphone and one person clicked on their desktop. And the person on the desktop felt comfortable with it, but everybody else didn't. They just ran away. Does that make sense what I'm telling you?
Yeah.
You are welcome to test it on mobile. I always tell people what I'm telling you today because when I ask them to go out and run an ad, I want them to get some hits. I want them to get leads. And then over time, you can test out all the other fun stuff, like let's do it on mobile and let's try targeting this way and that way. But the way I'm describing to you now is the way that all of our clients succeed all the time. So
it's like a tablet, like an iPad considered mobile?
It is. And that's a great question. That's why tablets can work. That's why mobile can work. But in the beginning, the number one mistake that we hear when people are running seller ads is I ran an ad, I spent my money, I got 50 clicks, and I got one lead. And then I say, why don't you run that ad and do it without mobile? Oh, I got 24 leads, right? So I am just telling you what I know from experience. But I have definitely had clients that say, hey, I run it on mobile. I get all kinds of leads. And hopefully that works for you. I am just telling you what we experience. And what is the normal mistake? What is the normal thing that people have to change? Now, while I was talking, I went into the last section and I want to kind of point out what it is. It says the format. Always, always, always choose single image ad. Okay? If you have a video, then use a single video ad. But do not use carousel or slideshow. This somehow, for some reason, those options do not work. When you go down to this section, it says links. And then you paste in the website URL. That's the website at the top of the tool you want to use. And when you paste that in there, it grabs their picture and grabs the picture in the background and it pushes it in. Now, my real estate page fell off, so you got my healthy eating page, Mino Likey Transats. Yours is going to say Tracy the Realtor at REMAX or whatever your business page is called. It's going to be sponsored by that. Okay?
Okay.
Down at the bottom, it says, what is your DeMont home? That makes no sense. So really what you should do is just click over here in the left box and just say free DeMont home values. And whatever you type in that box shows up under here on the right. Also, recent home sales have affected your home value is a true statement, but it is not the kind of statement that gets people to click. And I'm going to share with you right now the number one statement that gets people to click. It is something like this: 30 homes sold in DeMont last month. I've even had a client who says, 500 homes sold this year in DeMont. The high was 400K. This will affect your home value. Also, and this is really the big moneymaker here, click here to get your automated online home value in less than 15 seconds, free. that statement there is it really works almost by itself. When you say click here to get an automated online home value, it's code for I don't have to talk to you. We're all ADD these days, so 15 seconds I can spare, and free is always working in any kind of marketing. So if you just write that, you will find that that works. If you get into our mastermind group and you look at all the people who are saying, I just got like 30 leads and this and that, you're going to find that they have written almost these exact words. I am going to send you this recording, and I hope that you use this language, and I hope you improve on it. And I'm going to give you one more tip on this part. It is emojis. Do you know what emojis are? Yeah. It's embarrassing for me to even raise this discussion with you, but I have to, because our clients continually tell us we get more and more leads when we put emojis in. I have a little kind of thing that like snaps into my Google browser, and so I can paste in emojis. And I talk to people about this all the time because I think, honestly, the reason I don't like talking about it, it's because kind of what kids do, right? And it just seems silly to me. But it's something, it's human nature. Actually, somebody told me it's because it feels like there's a real person behind there. It's not just an auto-posted stuff. There's got to be somebody that did that. So I slow down and I respond to that. Emojis work really well on Facebook. All right? So I just got to tell you that. So now at the bottom, there's a green button. You click confirm, and Facebook is going to flash a message at you and say, hey, we're going to review this, and then we're going to make it live. And they'll make it live in about 15 minutes. Just so you know, this ad will not show up on your business page. It's going to show up on the feed. And the feed is this center column right here, right? Where you're looking at, recipes that your friends are putting up and pictures of their kids and all that stuff. That ad is going to show up right here. So at the end of the week, you're going to get a message from Facebook, and they're going to say, congrats, you had a successful ad on Facebook. And what that means is you succeeded in spending money on Facebook. It doesn't mean you succeeded in capturing leads.
Right.
And there are 3 mistakes in running a home value ad that we see time and time again. And these are the things that control your success. Did you put it on mobile? Is the number 1 mistake. And was that language up there compelling? Did it have emojis? Or did it have, or was the picture compelling? Now, there are other ways to write this. You could put your own picture in the background, and I'll give you a couple of ideas. Maybe you sold a home and it went in contract in 7 days. You could put a home like that, a picture of that in there, and say, this home was in contract in 7 days, or this home got 8, offers, or it sold for 10% above asking. All of those are motivating things, right? And then write the rest of this. 30 other homes sold. Click here to get your home value free. That, that kind of language gets people to click ads, and that's an important factor. You may not think of all those great things, but a lot of our clients do, and they share them in the mastermind group, and that's why I want you to get in our mastermind group. Okay?
And that's just a landing page?
Right. Now, I want to just tell you, you can run, when you run an ad for any other property, any of your properties, open houses, stuff like that, you definitely want to put your placements on mobile and desktop. And in that case, you can just use their default settings, and they will put it on mobile and desktop. And they will even push it on Instagram if you have Instagram connected to your business account. All right? Tracy, that's all I got.
Okay, that's awesome. So if we get in there and we're setting stuff up and we get stuck, can we call you?
Yeah, I'm on the phone a lot. I would recommend that you email me and just say, Vince, this is what we're trying to do. If I'm off the phone, I will pick up the phone and call you immediately.
Okay. Awesome.
Otherwise, you go in my voicemail, and then I got to get through the time when I can dig into my voicemails. We also have, for now, and I'd say for the next 30 days, I recommend that you just email me. All right? And I will help you. But there is also a support tab up here. And if you just put your question here, all 4 of our support people will be here. And and they watch this all the time, right? So
perfect.
Everybody, before you go, I want you to make sure, and Tracy, make sure everybody logs into Facebook, gets goes to their settings page. Give me a second. Oh my God, that's a lot of smoke. Okay. Give me a second. What the heck is going on here?
Facebook?
Yeah, go to Facebook.
What you're going to copy.
Go to settings.
Write it down.
And get your primary contact email address and say, Vince, add me to the mastermind group. All right.
The primary contact. Okay.
Primary contact.
I'm just going to do a spreadsheet, Vince, for everybody that signed up, and I'll just send you one email.
Oh, that would be perfect. Thank you.
Yep. So that'll be one email instead of 15.
Awesome. Yeah. Great.
Okay. Yep. I'll have our admin get that over to you today.
Okay. Thanks a lot. I will get.
And then how soon will we have the recording then of this?
Probably in 2 hours.
About 2 hours. Okay, perfect. And then I'll send you an email about Real Satisfied as well.
Terrific. Thank you, Tracy.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much. You've been great, and we're ready to dive right into this.
Awesome. You should have your login codes.
Okay.
I'll help you as needed. Talk to you soon.
Yeah, one more thing before I let you go. I've got Jerry Norfleet. She said that she got an email. She was one that was using it before, and she said she got an email that her credit card's expiring. They need to change her account, blah, blah, blah. So she didn't get a new login. So what do we do with that?
Let me see. Give me a second here. Let me stop